even got the original number plate, which is so cool. Oh, come on. Come on, lad. Legend. Right, so what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and welcome back to probably what is going to be the most special first ride review yet. This bike should need no introduction at all. This is a 1998 Yamaha R1, so this is the very first Yamaha R1. And it's quite fitting, as the R1 is a bike that is slowly coming to the end of its production here in Europe. So we are going back in time a bit to 1998 when this bike first came out. This was a very revolutionary bike at the time and was the fastest bike on the road and the period. And this bike is going to blow your mind with the condition, the mileage, and just everything about this bike is extremely special. So yeah, massive thank you to the owner for letting me do this. Make sure to check out his YouTube down below. And as always, thank you for stopping by. So let's check out the bike, see how it looks. Then we will go into a bit more of the information about this bike. Then we will get on the road and see how it feels to ride what is an extremely rare and special bike. Right, so as you can see, this bike looks absolutely phenomenal. And like I did briefly say in the intro of this video, this is obviously a very special bike, being a 1998 R1. It was the very first year of this bike being made, and it was a very revolutionary sport bike at the time, as it kind of just, it set a new standard for what performance and handling was back then, and this was considered the fastest production bike of all time when it was released. Obviously it shares the 998cc inline 4-cylinder that we see in a lot of superbikes nowadays. At the time it produced about 150 brake horsepower, and it had a dry weight of 177 kg. So when you think to how old this bike is, they are extremely impressive, how the weight ratios, and yeah, it is just beautiful. It's so special to see this bike today and see the incredible condition, which I will show you better in a second. Right, so sorry for the different cuts in audio, but I'm back on the phone now. The phone does just kind of show the vehicles a bit better, so that's why I've switched onto this. But I mean, as you can see, there is not a single sign that this bike is the age it is. It looks absolutely immaculate. You can see all the silver on the swing arm, all the pegs, the whole frame just looks absolutely immaculate. Exhaust, of course, very original. I'm assuming it's probably maybe an aftermarket can, although that could generally be standard, but obviously it's very era-esque. Even got the original number plate, which is so cool. Oh, come on. Go on, lad. Legend. Anyway, where were we? Looking at the bike. The only slight little marks, the seat could do with a bit of a touch up, but the owner hasn't had this bike long, so any small little bit you might notice is going to be all sorted, as this is kind of a collector's item for him. But you can just see how original everything was on this bike. The swing arm on that side looks great. Yeah, it's just absolutely immaculate. I could honestly stand here and just look at this bike all day long. It is that special. And I love just how analog and standard the dash on this bike is as well. The condition amazing. And then wait for the mad part. There is the mileage, 8,904. That is absolutely incredible. Obviously, being a carbureted bike, we have the choker. We'll get her started. There she is. She is into life. So I want to be really gentle with this bike, as I've been kindly enough allowed to do this video, so I want to be extra careful with this one, because this is no ordinary first ride review. First stop is it's in desperate need of fuel. The fuel light is on, so I'm not going to film too much, as I'm a bit OCD with fuel, so I'm probably going to be stressing the whole way to the fuel station. So I will pick back up with you guys once it's fueled and ready to go. Right, let's get some fuel in her. Oh, for God's sakes. Old bike problems, it's recommended that you only use premium on this bike, and the problem at the minute is, for some reason, I keep seeing it everywhere on Facebook, and it is obviously true, there is a shortage of premium fuel. This station has it, but they're all out. So this is turning in to a bit worrying now, because the fuel light has been on the whole time I've been riding the bike, and yeah, there's not the biggest variety of petrol stations where I am. I've stalled it. This bike deserves only the best. For a sport bike, it manoeuvres very nicely, I will say. But yeah, I'm very happy that we are in luck with some super unleaded, thank goodness. Something very satisfying about putting some fuel in an older bike like this. I want to be very gentle, of course. There you go. She will be much happier now with a nice full tank. I'm quite relieved I've got that done, actually. Yeah. Right, let's get out on the open roads. It's a bit of town riding now, so I will catch up to you guys when we hit some more pleasant roads. Right, so we are on some more open roads finally, and I will say it feels very surprisingly easy to ride. I kind of have a certain expectation of a old classic like this to be a bit more work. And yeah, I'm probably starting off dragging the clutch a little bit more than I should be, but that's kind of just from not being used to the clutch feel on this bike compared to mine. That's interesting. But yeah, it's really easy to ride, actually. Very smooth engine, the power delivery feels very nice. And it just generally feels like it almost just drafts itself up the road. I mean, obviously it's a 150 horsepower bike, so it is still incredibly quick, even by today's standards. I mean, obviously now we've got so desensitized to horsepower, now that our modern superbikes are 200 horsepower plus, but 150 horsepower on a vehicle that the dry weight is only 177 kg is still ridiculously fast, so we shouldn't overlook that. I'm almost a little, I don't want to say scared, but I almost would feel a bit cruel to even go full throttle on this bike. I'm sure I will at least once in this video, but it almost feels a little cruel on it to even really kind of accelerate hard on it. And that's not because it can't handle it, that is just because in the back of my mind I know the era of this bike, I know how special it is, and the good condition that yeah, in my mind I feel a lot more happy just kind of cruising and chilling on it like this and enjoying what a special bike this is. But yeah, it's just so cool to be riding something like this. I feel very fortunate to even be able to ride this, to be honest, because you know, the first ever R1 built is a very special thing. The R1 is such a popular and amazing bike, and this is where it all started. So yeah, huge thank you to the owner. This feels so special. Love it. Now there is a tunnel. Now normally I would absolutely redline the bike, but on this I'm not going to do that. We'll just have a little listen. Yeah, sounds very nice. Just changing up and down on the gears feels so involving, and that's what is cool about these classic bikes, is you just kind of, it's a feeling I can't describe it, you just enjoy riding them very slowly, which as a biker, you know, we're so used to riding these crazy fast. Oh, God's sakes, I don't want to be riding through grass, it's gonna get it dirty. That's what you get with these kind of older classics, is the newer stuff. We're so used to how amazingly good they are and how easy they make it to go fast, that you end up just riding a bit like an idiot to enjoy them. But a nice old classic like this, it's quick, but you can just enjoy just kind of wafting along on it and knowing that you are so much cooler than anyone else on newer stuff. Yeah, that is the feeling this gives. I just feel just like I'm cooler, I have better style than every other biker on the road. In fact, whilst we've got a bit of open road, let's at least feel some of this acceleration. See, that was not even full throttle, and it does really take off. I'm sure we will get a better opportunity at some point to at least feel the acceleration once, but every little pull-in I see, I'm like, should I pull over and have a look at it? It's tempting, because this is what the owner himself has really got this bike for, is it's just kind of a throwback for him, and it's just something you just want to look at, you know, share with people, show people at bike nights and stuff like that, and it's just kind of a showpiece really, because you just want to look at it. And you know, I'm sure I could go and ride this bike extremely hard and the bike would take it amazingly well, but it just would feel cruel on it. Yeah, it really takes off. You can feel that it really wants to go somewhere and you start coming a bit higher on the rev range. That even a bike of this age is so quick. It really makes you realise how insane these motorcycles we ride are. Especially me, I get a bit numb to it, I suppose, because I'm riding motorcycles all the time that are all stupidly fast, but it kind of does numb them to you that these machines we're riding are ridiculously fast. And I mean, I don't want to disrespect his club by overtaking him. You know what these cruisers are like. I would like to, whilst we have this last stretch of road, at least... Oh, it's just, yeah. This is so cool. What an amazing day to be riding this bike as well. Sun's out. Sounds very healthy. And you're about to see my ropey clutch work, I think. Trouble is, I don't know old bikes very well, and I don't know how the choker really works. I think it's either them way too low, and I think that's probably something I've done. So yeah, hopefully that isn't too big of a problem. You see me dragging the clutch, but yeah, she sounds nice and healthy once you get going. Like I said, it's probably just I'm doing something wrong with the choker, because I've never had a bike with a proper choker before. Right, so I've just stopped off for a quick little coffee. As you can see, it looks absolutely phenomenal parked up here in the nice sun. Yeah, absolutely loving this thing. That don't sound bad either. Coffee has been had. Time to jump back on and return this. Yeah, it's been getting a lot of attention parked up here in the high street, as it should with the bike it is. It's just mad to think, like, imagine riding this thing around in 1998. It'd just be absolutely insane. Can't imagine it, really. I'm surprised it's not a bit busy at Bournemouth Kawasaki with the weather. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are probably crying at my clutch work in this video, so do excuse that. I think it's, yeah, she's running very hot as well. Probably the worst route I could have chosen taking this bike, and it's not going to be much enjoyment for you. Stalled it. There we go. Got distracted. Yeah, it's probably not going to be the most enjoyable content for you, seeing me struggle to work the clutch on this bike through town, so I think it's best that I catch up with you when I safely return this back, and we will finish up the video and have a last little look at this beautiful bike. Right, so the bike is all returned in one piece, and it looks absolutely amazing. The stalling is not actually a user error. It was supposed to get the idle adjusted on the service at Yamaha and wasn't done, so that's not the greatest. But anyway, that will just about wrap up the video. What a special bike that was. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.